The next thing is, oh boy, we love this word. It's a cliche, time on task, time on task. You read about it all the time, read all about it, read all about it. But let me tell you about time on task. There is a difference. You must be very careful about this word. Time on task also implies there has to be a quality component to the time on the task. There has to be a quality component on the task itself. This is the question I've asked you earlier on. Do you create respectable work for your students? And when you talk about respectable work, I'm going to put an equal sign next to that, and I'm going to call it respectable work equals quality work. You like that? Write that down. Respectable work equals quality work. And that's where we need to be. Time on task does not tell you a whole lot. Time on task is just spending time on a task. But the more important question is the quality of the time spent on the task and the quality of work generated as a product, as a result of engaging yourself with that learning time. And I love this analogy. And I ask the question, is your ladder as a teacher leaning against the wrong wall? Is your ladder in your task assignments and what you're doing, is it leaning on the wrong wall? And why do I ask that fundamental question is because we might have that possibility. You need to do something about it. You need to channel it back to what I call wow projects. Wow projects, yes. If you go back to that slide, you look at the top piece, it says wow project. What is a wow project? It is a wow project when kids are excited, invested in it. And Josh loved my wow project because he was doing it all the time and he couldn't wait to come back to school every day. His head suddenly popped right up and he started to look and he started to watch. He started to listen because I started to give Josh respectable work. And what is wow? Wow is an acronym created by Dr. Philip Schlecki from the Educational Leadership and Reform Movement in Knoxville, Tennessee, Center of Leadership for School Improvement. And he called it WOW, and it means working on the work. Working on the work. As teachers, you are constantly working on the work. Working on work that's respectable. Working on work where students find meaning. Working on work when there's true engagement. Working on work when we can connect it to real life. Working on work when I feel an emotional attachment to what I do. And I call that flow. I need to feel flow with you. I need to feel flow with my work. So that's pretty exciting stuff. So Josh and I started to work on the work, and it took some time working on the work. Okay? There's something else I want to talk to you about, is the 4 R's. The 4 R's is something I allowed Josh to do. If he failed the test, didn't do well, he was allowed to do a redo, a retake, and a revise, and sometimes a rethink. It is unrealistic to expect students to do their best work on a one-time basis only. Do inventors get it right the first time? No. There's a lot of retakes. There's a lot of redos. And what do we do as teachers? We get them to learn the content, learn. End of 3 weeks, you got a test. Hope you study for it. No, you need to be testing as you are instructing. Write that down. Testing as you're instructing, pre-testing, post-testing. You have to do continuous assessment. Assessment is not a 3-week issue. It's not at the end of 3 weeks we do assessment. Assessment is ongoing. Okay, and we have to let Josh know, and I did let Josh know about the 4 R's. Okay, I also helped him because he also had ADHD. Also created a notebook for him, a color-coded notebook where nothing got lost. It was tabbed. It had different schedules. It had different colors for different subject areas. Okay, I also gave him an advanced organizer, and his life just suddenly turned. We also have to respect power. Respect the power of students. Who does not like power in this class? Raise your hands. Do you give up easily on your students? And here's PEP, privacy, eye contact, proximity. That basically is an interview. Get involved with interviews. Here's another strategy I'm going to give you. It's called PNP. State the positive, state the negative, and end with a positive when you're disciplining or talking to a student. Always tell them what they're doing right, tell them what they could improve on, and lastly, end on a positive note. Always affirm the students in building relationships. Send notes home. Leave positive voicemail messages. How often do we get a positive voicemail message from a teacher left on a phone at home? I challenge you to do that. Offer genuine compliments. And here's something I've learned from another teacher. It's called a 2-minute intervention. A 2-minute intervention means exactly it. You will target systematically 2 minutes of your time throughout the semester to spend 2 quality minutes with a student talking about everything else besides schoolwork. You could do the 2-minute intervention with the student in the lunchroom, in the cafeteria, wherever. But you spend 2 minutes just focus and talking to the student, just for 2 minutes. You do this for every one of the students and do it every semester. The 2-minute intervention have been tried. I've tried it. It works. Works wonderfully. Takes 2 minutes per student per semester. And all you do is it's basically a chit chat. It is a chit chat, getting to know, finding out their hobbies, finding out their favorite team, finding out their likes, their dislikes, their interests. Here's something else you can do in your classroom. I used to do a lot during my morning meetings. I had a 5-minute focus group to build community. Also built a kindness train. A kindness train, I got these little index cards, and in this index card, I got each student to write something nice about another student. And then we would put paper clips or string to each one, and we would make a train and hang it up in our classroom and in the hallway. What a sight, what an excitement, because everybody would go in to see what everybody wrote about each other. Fascinating stuff. Display a picture of yourself at your same age, just like your students. A wonderful way to build rapport. Yes. I like to call it create a personality poster of yourself at that age with even maybe your certificates, your awards that you've earned, and put that all up there for them. Share stories, real stories. Also, we need to express enthusiasm. Love what you do. Love and become passionate about your field. It is just not a job, folks. It's just not a paycheck. Who in here has gone into education to become rich? Raise your left hand. Okay. Become the computer game. Yes. Become animated. Get involved in. Did you know that there is this new word I love? It's called edutainment. Say it. Edutainment. It's a combination of education and entertainment. Anybody here has a $20 bill in their billfold? You do? Please, if you can bring that up to me. And I'm going to edutain you just for a second. And we can have the camera come up here. Molly, you can come up here. And I'm going to take this $20 bill. Molly's watching. Tennessee is watching. And this is what I'm talking about, edutainment. We take the $20 bill. We actually fold it in certain dimensions. We hold it up there. And we kind of, Molly, would you give a nice big blow to that? Just there you go. And here we go. We turn that around. And instantly, what Molly has done is transformed it. Oh, it's a little bit of a... Now, Molly, would you prefer the first bill or the second bill?
The first bill.
The first bill? Oh, you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bill, and I'm just going to keep it for a while. And when I put it in my right pocket, it automatically will probably transform. Have you been do you know how this is done?
No.
That's exciting. That's edutainment. All right, give Molly a clap. Thank you, Molly. Okay. All right, that's just some entertainment. See, you got excited. I became the computer game. I got you excited. Kids want you to entertain them. They want you to get excited about learning, and I hope you excite them. Love your students. Get to know them. Show them genuine love. Use jokes, humor, and maybe even magic. Do not be sarcastic or use sarcasm. It does not work. Use music. Teach using food. Use sports, natural disasters. I had one teacher that would put on movies on floods and asteroids hitting Earth. They love it. They eat that up. Okay? Have a special theme day. Become a caring broker. My 90-second intervention is pretty wonderful. What I want you to do is have a 90-second interview with each student and reflect back and start to listen to them. And use parents as motivational agents. They're wonderful people to use. They are, of course, the most important teachers. Do not forget them. Keep them informed. And last but not least, I'm going to tell you, this was shared by me by a student by the name of Sally Wright. And Sally Wright told me about this, and she gave me this list of things that she wants teachers to want. And you can look at them. She talked about, I want my teacher to help me. I want my teacher to talk to me. I want my teacher to think that I am a good listener. I want my teacher to high-five me. And I want my teacher to guide me and be tolerant. Thank you all. I appreciate you listening in today. I hope you take the message, the positive energy, and my love and caring into the classroom. Have a wonderful rest of the week.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Zafcon. Thanks also to the MTSU students who joined us in the studio today. I'd like to remind our site facilitators to please have today's participants complete session evaluation forms. Our cable and webcasting viewers may complete forms online at www.mtsu.edu/ITSC. You may also download a copy of the PowerPoint slides that went with today's program by visiting our website. While you're online, check out our program archive. We now have all of our 2007-2008 programs available for on-demand viewing 24/7. If you'd like a free video copy of today's program, you may send us an unused VHS tape or a -R blank DVD in a pre-addressed stamped mailer. We'd be happy to dub a copy for you and mail it back to you. For details, contact our video conferencing technical clerk at vmoxley@mtsu.edu. Before we sign off today, I'd like to thank our technical crew and support staff. I'd like to thank the Education Resource Channel at Middle Tennessee and our cable partners across the state and in Huntsville. As always, I'd like to thank our site facilitators, but most of all, I'd like to thank the teachers who joined us for today's program. Thank you.